Welcome back. Now, popular Nigerian twins, P Square, have been in the news over the possible breakup and change of management. The breakup, which trended on social media platforms in the past few weeks, has finally culminated in what seems to be an actual breakup and change of management. According to Peter, who took to Instagram, announced a new brand name, Mr. P, and his new management. However, there's a new development that they are back together. We're not sure, are they together, they're not together. Either way, the point is that there was an issue, both parties seemingly separated and wanted to have a new change their management. I think their brother was fired or something like that. Yeah. But what we're discussing right now, first of all, is what happened, and then later we bring in an expert to tell us how can you successfully run a family business without any issues? Because one of the major things that was raised is the fact that there was no proper structure. There were issues that, okay, Maven Records have a structure, Chocolate City, they have their structures. We were just P Square and Jude, and there was no proper system. So how do we put a system in place when you're running a family business? We'll talk about that a bit later. But first, for those of you that don't have an idea what happened with P Square, I think Jumoke would help us establish the story. You can call us on 070-806-6801. You can tweet to us at TBC Connect. Please hashtag Yourview TV so we can read your tweets. Yes, Jumoke, what exactly happened?
They actually did have a structure. P Square, the twins, Paul and Peter were the musicians. Jude, their senior brother, was the artist manager. And then they had a younger brother who does their costuming. So it was a family business that worked. They all lived together for several years, and as they made money with Jude, their senior brother, overseeing the business side of things and leaving them to do the music side of things, the business grew. They built houses, they acquired, properties and things. Now, once they started marrying, issues now happened.
You got to bring in the marriage part.
Now, as much as in P Square's issue, would rather not focus on the women, I'd rather blame the men. But that's how we started. Once they married, we now started seeing, they had to separate.
But if you have a good relationship with your brother and there's a proper structure in place, regardless of who you marry, there's structure in place.
That's why I would focus on the brothers, not the women. Yeah. But that's where the break came from. One now started mentioning, how come I'm just the dancer? He had always been the dancer. There was never an issue.
But there was an ego of the fact that wherever he goes, or if other countries, they're asking, okay, what are you? Are you the one that dances or you the one that sings? There's that demarcation.
He felt that. They never had that before until they married.
So let's not bring the marriage part. I've actually not heard the marriage part.
No, but I'm just saying that's where the break came from. They were okay until when they married.
How do you know they were okay? We don't know that for a fact.
They never came. Murayo, all of us have issues internally that we never bring out.
Yeah.
Until it comes to the fore before we now say there's a problem. So this came up, and then they now said, and he went off for a bit. They came back, they reconciled, but recently one of them, Peter, now started doing his own thing, Dance with Peter, sponsored by one of their major sponsors, and then he just said, I don't know what is happening in this business, it's not running properly, and fired their brother. And then the other brother,
and Paul has been the one, someone almost lamenting a lot right now, because he's the one saying, listen, he's the one that released a song that called to heaven, saying that
when their mother was alive
with this. So Peter is almost as if the one that said, you know what, I'm done with this. But Paul actually sings, he's the one.
Guess what happened over the weekend? On Sunday morning, Peter put out, Paul and Peter P Square were having an event in the Netherlands or so. A few seconds before that, his brother had put on Twitter apologizing and begging his brother, yeah, my brother, I'm sorry, I just wanted to do my own thing. Let's not go our separate ways. The drama is still unfolding. But luckily, they came back together. Their senior brother and the two brothers put on Twitter that family should come first before business, whatever their issues.
Yes.
Are you sure they're not just doing it for popularity?
For PR? Huh? It's possible.
Yeah.
Publicity, right?
Publicity. Because for me, I come from a family where it will be totally impossible for us to wash our dirty linen in public. And this is Africa. In Africa, we don't do it. Oyinbo people do it too, but Africa, we don't do it. So they can be doing this to me for publicity because...
Well, they don't need that publicity. We know who they are.
Already popular.
They're already popular. They don't need that for...
you know, there are some, like the Davidos and the Keniko that have now overtaken it's true. And let us call a spade a spade. Why now what is happening? We are on this show now, we are discussing the matter.
Why popularity? I read somewhere.
It's on the ears of everybody now. Their name is in the ears, on the
mouths of everybody.
Lips,
tongue of everyone. I read somewhere that one of the issues is the fact that, for example, each of them does collabo with people, and they do it separately. So, for example, according to what I read in the article, I think it's Paul. When Paul does a collabo with an artist, either a Flavor or anybody, Peter also appears in the music video. So it's a P Square appearing, featured. It was actually Paul that sang. Now, when Peter does a collabo, for some reason Paul doesn't show up at the.
Does Peter sing?
Whatever. He's at least he's collaborating, either dancing, whatever. But the point is that Paul probably doesn't show up. Now, Peter had an issue with the fact that, listen, why are you not
supporting you?
I'm
why
supporting
are
you
you
and
not
not
supporting
supporting
me?
You know, those ego fights going up and down. But the thing is that what I see is that we as the fans, we really don't want to know. I could care less. For me, I could care less. Was Peter that was dancing your point. I didn't even know there was a difference. I personally never, until this thing happened, I never knew who was Peter and who was Paul. I never knew who was dancing and who was not singing.
Yeah.
I just knew that P Square was performing. It never occurred to me.
If you knew Peter and Paul from... If you knew Peter, P Square from day one, it had always been clear their job function. Who was the dancer and who was the singer, if you know them from day one.
Okay.
However, the point you're trying to make, what YK said is valid. What's it called? Controversy sells. It pushes you, you become in the eye of everybody. But however, for P Square, I think what the missing link is a strong sense of vision. If they had clarity of vision of what the company was supposed to look like, I don't think marrying anybody would alter that vision, because the vision in front will be bigger. So it's the same thing in business organizations.
Let me pause you for a second. Okay. Let me take this call from Mariam. Mariam, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Good morning. I think I have another issue to talk about, not about P Square, but cases about schools now, public schools, especially state government schools and federal schools. I'm calling from a place, inside part of Ikorodu, Imota local government precisely. The schools there, the teachers are really abusing the rights of these children. Right now they are writing exams, but they make them, after each paper, they put them in the sun to make ridges and plants for them. And they beat them as if it's slave trading. My child came back from school, face swollen, body beating. A teacher did that. We went back to the school to complain. The principal said they will even do more to the children. As they are in the school right now writing exams, after each paper, they tell them to go into the sun and still make ridges and plant for them. The school has big as 3-4 acres of land.
Okay, well, what I would like you to do, madam, is you need to report this to the commissioner. You see, because they actually have open doors. They listen to us when we go. Sorry?
We don't know the authority to report all these cases.
Your local government.
Don't even go to the
Commissioner for Education.
Come to Alausa here. Look for the commissioner's office or the PAMSEC. Listen, this kind of reports, they like to, but if you don't go to them, they wouldn't know. Write to them, let them know this is happening, to give them the school.
If you have pictures,
they will send their officials over there.
And then,
please.
And then we are still suffering of cultism again, land grabbers, our police, because we are in the interior. Help us plead to the Lagos state government to please put an eye on the Imota local government.
All right, let me tell you something, madam.
They abduct children every day. We need help.
Yes, Mariam, yes,
yes, if they don't answer you within a week or two, please call back so that we can now start to put pressure on them.
But don't worry, we'll also notify the Commissioner of Education. Trust me, Governor Ambode must not hear this kind of thing. Trust me. So don't worry, your government is listening.
Now, for P Square, did success just happen on them? Is it that it was unexpected?
No.
Because they had worked hard.
They grew over years.
They grew over years, and the success came as a result of their hard work. Having a brother as a manager is not a problem, but I don't think they had a proper contract. When you have a legal binding contract to say, okay, these are your job functions, it's no longer something like, okay, because what I heard was that even the houses that they built, now they have demarcated the houses into 3. You're just a manager. You're not, except if there's a document showing that he is a shareholder in that company. So how structured is the company? That is my...
Let me take this call.
Can I correct you there? Okay, take the call.
Let me take the call from Shagun. Shagun, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Morning, please
Good
go ahead.
morning, everyone there.
Good morning.
This is my first time calling.
Wow. Welcome.
Yeah, I actually want to chip in one or two things concerning this issue of P Square. And actually, before Uwa was her name, started giving her own side of the story, I would just say I give it to Uwa. She has said it all. That the P Square, they need to actually identify what their business is all about. It's not about the family or their marriage or whatever. Or Paul is a singer or Peter is a dancer. They need to look at it, what the business is all about.
Okay.
Because if they want to progress, fine, let them consider the where they started from. And if they want to be at one point to remain stagnant, let them say, okay, fine. Family should come into it and start them away.
Okay.
Then they should,
Thank you so much.
at the end point, they won't know whether they are making headway or they are falling back.
Thank you so much, Shego. Yes, Wike, you're going to say
Yes, I was going to say, I don't think just a manager is the right way to address
Describe him.
Jude, because
He wasn't just a
only-
manager.
He was also their producer.
He was directing
Every
their
song that you were listening to was composed by Jude.
Not Judo. Paul was what I write because Paul
writes the
songs,
Paul
the
writes
music that you are
Produced
hearing.
and directed, right?
Produced and directed.
He did everything, so he was more
In the
than
article
just a
I read,
manager.
Peter was lamenting that, listen, other record labels have proper structures. Now, his problem was that, listen, let us put these structures in place so that, just like you said, we know where who owns what.
The job
There's a proper-
functions.
It wasn't there. It wasn't
You have an
not there.
organogram in the company, you understand? Then you have
Was this
everybody
a problem
plugged
for
in.
him 10,
Jumoke,
15
let me
years
finish,
ago
please.
also?
You have an organogram in the company and you have clear job roles. The reason you don't have a problem with your brother is because whether you like it or not, I don't know what the structure of your partnership is. Everybody knows what their role is. At some point, when you begin to think, oh, I can do this better than this, it becomes a problem.
No, that's jumping into assumptions also.
No, I'm saying.
Let's bring in an
You see,
expert. Let's
I
bring
want
in...
to talk about my own situation. I want to talk about my own situation. With my brother, my brother is the composer. It's his music, it's his band.
Yes.
I performed in his band. And everybody knew. I had people come to say,
Why can't you
don't
dance?
start your own band?
Why can't you
Why don't
sing?
you start to sing? And I say, it's not my job. It's the person that it is. It's his job. So people will always try to
come between you guys.
come between you.
Yes.
People will always try. It is not for you to
right.
rise above it.
Let's bring our guest on. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll now talk about how to run a proper family business. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yes, welcome back. Now, when it comes to family business, blood and money, it's always a funny mix. Running a family business may present particular challenges and rewards. It's the thing to say we'll try to communicate better with family members, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Now, experts say this is one of the most difficult parts of running a family business. Joining us on the show to discuss is a chartered accountant, Dr. Deji Awoboto. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah,
FCA.
Thank you.
You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag Yourview TVC. Now, sir, you heard all the story about P Square and they Adekolako put this too. They have their own family business going on. They allow Ole James and all the Saleh. Everybody's in their own small family business. Now, when you have a business, either a music business or whatever business, how do you engage family and how do you sustain that business even with family?
All right. I'll kick off from the word business. The business is separate from family.
Clear.
And for you to have a successful business, the family must outrightly be out of it. You should have that on the table of your heart that I want this business to thrive. So, because if you put family first, you will compromise, absolutely. Because a family member may not have the necessary competency to run the business, But because of them thinking and the mentality of, no, he is my family member, he is my brother, he is my sister, I'm employing someone from outside, no, that won't be right. Let me get someone from the family to fill in that position. That will not be right. So first, look at the objective of the business and look within if a family member can actually fill in that vacancy.
But in lots of businesses, trust is always an issue.
Yes.
And that's what makes a person say, you know what, I'd rather do family, because people, you hire experts and something like, and they steal your money, or they go away with the vision, or they let your business collapse. But family, you know, I can trust this person, understands my vision, he knows where we are coming from. Maybe even started with you where you had nothing. So they know the story and they understand where you're going. So that trust issue is always what causes people to have, say, would I rather do family. Yes?
I just want to say something. That is in a case where I have the business, I start the business.
Good.
If the two of us, if we are sisters, we come together, like P Square were brothers.
Good.
They came together.
Good.
They started it together.
Good.
So they started to sing and dance together. Then Jude will say, I want to bring Mariah to come and dance or sing. That is no. So the business you are talking about is different from this business.
Good.
Now,
let me establish that fact from the area you're coming from. We have both of you, the P Square brothers. They have the business. So when it comes to P Square as a brand, it's an entity.
Thank you.
That entity is different from the management.
Okay.
So both of you can come together and say, well, you've got the skill, I've got the skill. Let us go out there and make money.
Yes.
Now, you need to put structures in place so that when the money starts to come in, first, you're going to have issues when it comes to profit sharing.
True.
You're going to have issues when it comes to assets. You're going to have issues when it comes to liabilities. How are we going to assume those liabilities? How are we going to share our assets? True. So it is a structure behind that will ensure that you have proper and seamless sharing of responsibilities.
Okay, sir. Now, bringing solution to the P Square issue.
Okay.
When the brothers came together and said, let us do this, and their own senior brother became their manager, industry rates, manager will get 30% of profits. So let's assume that the two brothers now share 35% each. And that was good at the time when it was still small. You're just earning 4 million, 5 million. Now the business has grown. How do they evolve from, first we just share 30% of 4 million, 35% of 4 million, which was simple, to now we have houses, we have a company, we have wives and liabilities.
Good. Now, first, there's a difference.
I said wife. I'm a wife. I said and.
Why did you not mention wife before?
And.
You said wife and liability.
Now, there is a difference between going into an operation, making a fortune out of that operation, and for whatever fortune that comes out of that operation, we share. That is different from having an entity.
As a business.
As a business. If you, P Square as brothers can get into collaboration with any other individual, apart from necessarily the other brother. Whatever comes out of that business, certainly a portion of it might go to the business if they structured it that way. If not at all, the 100% of whatever you get from that collaboration comes to you.
Alone.
So you must part of the structure is, if you go out there and do business with another entity, whatever you get from it, 60% goes to you as the main performer. 40% comes to the business. From whatever comes into the business, then the other co-owners of the business will now share. Now listen to get this. Now, of that 40%, if you're going to share profits, you can share 20% out of the 40% and retain a balance of 20% as far as the business is concerned.
Yes.
Because it won't be ideal for you to have money and you just squander the whole of it. The business must have a form of reserve for the future.
True.
Yeah.
Because
and that's what keeps the
in my
running
own
costs.
case, in my brother, it's my brother's band. Any money that he makes is his money.
Okay.
When I was dancing, we were paid, my sister and I, we were paid salaries.
Okay.
We did not do profit sharing with him because it was his band. We understood that.
Yes.
When we now opened the shrine, well, the shrine has not made that kind of money. But so what we do is we are on a salary.
Okay.
We keep the money if we have to buy instruments. So what we do is we use the money to try and
continue to grow the business.
Good.
And then we earn a salary.
Good.
That to me is a structure.
Any salary is already a structure.
Okay. Now, that is structure at a lower level. we have to look at that shrine separate from the performance. Separate from your brother, separate from your two sisters. It is a business. It's not your brother that is paying you salary.
It's a business.
It is a business that is paying you.
I know now.
So if the
I said the bands in the band.
Yes.
okay, now,
I differentiated it.
They are
They're
two
They're two different
different
things.
You understand what you're saying?
Good,
Yeah.
I got it. Now, the shrine is growing.
Amen. That's why you hear?
And the growth of that shrine, you have to look at the input of your brother and the two of you as sisters in the band. Can the band function effectively without you?
Yes.
You have to look at that. If the
Yes.
answer is yes, then if they continue to pay you salary,
They
fine.
don't. Since I stopped dancing, they don't pay me salary.
Fine, because well, that's the structure we're now looking at. So you don't need to earn anything from there because apart from your dancing,
We're just using it
you don't
as
have
a
any other
case study.
input in there. So, but the case of P Square, it's not the same. P Square out there, it's a brand. Paul cannot function as P Square.
True, sir.
Peter cannot function as P Square.
Never.
They both have to be
Together.
So if Paul is functioning alone, he's doing the collaboration
As Mr. P.
Mr. P. It's not P Square.
Yeah.
So it is that brand
All
that
right,
they have to look at
let's
together.
come to the reality of ego.
Okay.
You're working with men. I mean, we live with women. We don't have issues with ego.
Who told you
well,
that?
Well, at least, generally, men have issues with ego.
Yes.
You know, I'm the dancer. You know, I'm the singer. I'm the one with the right. I'm the one that writes. I'm the one that has the business smartness. All that ego coming together. How do we infuse ego and business? How do we put that together where we can also have a functional as a family business?
Agreement. Without agreement, there will be issues.
MOU.
So you must have a clear-cut partnership agreement. Now, you know, if I'm a dancer, I could read books, watch movies to improve on my dancing steps. If you're a singer, you can go all out there to improve your skill. Now, if you are not improving on your own beats, and I am doing the whole that I can to improve, that will be valid, certainly.
Yeah.
At a point in time, it might get into my head that, guy, you're the one doing the best out of this.
Yeah.
So you should ask for more. You should have an agreement. And at the instance where the other guy is not bulging, as in, this is what I want, no, you can't have, certainly there will be conflicts. Okay. So before that conflict, you must be prepared to deal with the conflict. How are you going to resolve your conflict resolution? Are you going to go through arbitration? Are you going to have a mediator? Are you going to go to court? You should have established that fact. In my opinion, I think arbitration or mediation will be the best option.
All right, let's take a quick break on that. Interesting. We're learning a lot. For those of you on Start Family Business, stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We have Oge from Akoka. Are you there?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
I'm a great P-Square fan. First of all, I don't know why people have the notion that whatever is happening between the brothers is a publicity stunt. I don't think it's a publicity stunt. If you have a friend, definitely you guys will have issues, and you still make peace. So that's what is happening between the brothers. I feel they feel the need to come together because people are begging them. They see people being concerned about them. So I just feel they have issues, but they feel the need to come together because people are really concerned about them. So if Peter wants a different manager, fine. If Paul wants a different manager, fine. As long as we still have P Square together, as long as we still have them together and perform, no problem. But if they want a different manager, no problem.
Okay.
That's
Point
my-
taken. Let's
That's
take on
Okay.
what she says is what we were saying on set is they can do separate things, but when they want to perform as P Square, they come together.
Together.
There will be no,
no issues.
there will be no issues.
Let's take on
Okay,
Faith, please.
Jollof Ambassador says the presence of their mother would have prevented the crisis. Faith Akko says some people are frugal while some are profligate and lousy with cash. Legal terms bring lots of sanity into business.
Costano says, blame Jude. God has complimented the brothers with separate talents, but Jude wants to go away with Paul because he sings. Then
Sundays, Robert says, P Square never thought one day they will separate. So many things were not put in place. Franklin said there should be legal documents as regard business agreements. Business is strictly business. Faith Akor says, I love family business, but there must be proper structure, legal contracts, discipline, principles.
All right. Let me take this call from Adedoyin. Are you there, Adedoyin from Ikorodu?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, the issue of P Square, what I noticed personally is this. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah, are they both married?
Yes.
Yes, they're both married.
I think that is where the problem
Very recent.
3 of them are now married.
You said?
Very recently. Within the last year.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. You see, in a situation whereby they are both married, some issues will definitely come up. You know, their wives, it came from different backgrounds. You understand? They reason differently. So you don't expect them to have a common goal right now.
Please, can I pause you for a second?
They should do.
Can I pause you for a second?
Okay.
As Jumoke will say, bam. We are continue.
That's just it. I'm a first caller, really. I came to.
Thank you very much, Adedoyin.
Can I defend the wives? Because everybody wants to drive this point as if it is the women that are causing this problem. If you don't have something innate inside of you where it will rest on, there's no way it will germinate. If the ground is not fertile. So however they want to say that the women are, because the women have come into their life, they are influencing the separation. I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree.
That's why
What is causing this separation is because they did not have clarity of vision of where they want to be.
Leave the women out of it.
Yes, they didn't have clarity of vision of where they want to be in the next 20.
That is why women are better.
Wait, let me finish my point. In the next 2020, this is the vision of P Square as a brand. That is why they are failing. It's not any woman. Please.
The wife of Peter or the wife of Paul.
Haba.
Sincerely, yes, I will sincerely ask for my assets.
Really? Hey.
Because I need to protect.
Pause.
Yes, I need to protect my family first.
My children! God will bless you.
The assets of P Square is not my asset that I can lay leverage on.
Can I, sir?
You know, gladly take that. So to that extent, it is in the interest of the family of either of
Peter
them
and Paul.
So have their own separate assets.
Okay.
Whatever asset they have acquired in the name of P Square as a brand remain the assets of the entity.
Can I counter you on that?
Gotcha.
Can I counter you on
that? That one hits me. That one hits me.
It hits you. Let me counter you on that, saying that they can be an asset of P Square and they can be an asset of a Lola or the other woman's name. But you see, if they have a clear agreement, if I was a wife of Peter, I would know what the structure is. So if what is due to me is coming to me, I don't have to fight for what is P Square.
No, I'm saying, you're right. Currently, there's no structure.
That is what they should be fighting for.
No, so the issue, so it's possible that the wife, women, listen, how do I know what belongs to us?
God bless you, Morayo.
Let me finish my point, Morayo.
That's their mansion. They were staying in that mansion as bachelors.
Let me finish.
Everybody, girls, everything.
We must drive this point home.
One wife came and said, "Oh yeah, I'm taking you away from this one.
Going to Lekki.
Let's go to Lekki.
YK.
We are renting and you own the house. I beg, let's divide that house."
YK, let me explain something to you. Now, P Square already has it. You see, if the wives understand that P Square as a brand cannot be shaken, they will not be fighting for what is theirs. What they will be fighting for is a proper structure in place. If they know that no matter what they do, P Square as an entity cannot be, they cannot alter that entity.
Nobody knows.
But if you give them a loophole that I can alter the identity of P Square, that is when separations like this will happen.
Thanks for keeping us in the game.
Is not sure.
Thanks for keeping us in the game. Thank you. High five.
That I see. What is my motto today?
I want to go to Dubai.
Let me
I say I have to go and ask
guest have the last word.
God bless you. Why?
Can our guest have the last word, please?
Anyway,
Yes, sir.
My experience as far as business in Nigeria is concerned is when it comes to partnership,
Yes.
you have to go through a whole lot of hurdles to have a successful partnership business.
Yeah.
So in the interest of the partners, they should have a clear-cut structure
Thank you.
on how the partnership business will run.
Yeah.
Someday, somehow in the future, a stronger partner may have the haze. And what happens to the other partners? So whatever it's mine, it's mine.
Wisdom.
Thank you. On that note, we end the show. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. Thank you.
No, let's end on our own note. I want to go to Dubai.
All right, that's all we can take on the show this morning. Join us again tomorrow on Thursday. We have a very interesting episode for you. God bless you to you. Okay, I'm going to fire you this morning. Yeah, fire.
You have to give me the roof of
Oh, yeah, I come on, I said.